Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and it's my favorite time of the week right now, the Can Caddy Cash Show with Jeff Cadillac from jeffcadillac.com. Right now it's NFL Week 5 and Can Caddy Cash. So far, yes, just a little bit, but yes, Cadillac went 3-2 against the spread last week, which brings them to 11-9 overall in the year. Hey, 55%. If you can keep that up, if that's sustainable over 10 years, 15 years, that's a very respectable NFL record. Jeff Cadillac, thanks for being back with us.
Thanks for having me, Peter, and I hope to keep it going, maybe up to 60% every week, a little bit higher, a little bit higher.
Sure, why not? Take us higher, Jeff Cadillac. Take us higher, as high as you can take us. That's how high we want to go with your handicapping advice here. All right, we're going to change it up a little bit as well. Because we had a little bit of discrepancy with quoting lines before and this and that, and so what we're going to do is you're going to tell me the game that you want. I'm going to then tell you what I have as the widely available numbers here. Then I'm also going to make a prediction as to what your side's going to be, and then we'll hear your analysis and your pick on the game. So, Can Caddy Cash, what's your first game you want to talk about, Cadillac?
Okay. My first game this week is the Battle of Texas, Houston at Dallas.
Wow. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Well, right now, the widely available line is Dallas -6, and that is up from the opener at -4. Now, I'm assuming that you love Dallas here.
Well, I do like Dallas here, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I like Dallas because Houston so far hasn't really impressed me a whole lot. Yes, they're 3-1, but look who they've beaten so far. They beat Washington, they beat Oakland, and they beat Buffalo. And between those three teams, they only have 3 wins between them. Oakland is terrible. We all know that. Washington's defense is shot. Buffalo last week, they actually barely won against Buffalo last week, because I actually went back and looked at this game, and J.J. Watt, of course, he's all-world, but he had an interception return for a touchdown. Fitzpatrick had a couple of turnovers, and if E.J. Manuel had played smart at the end of the game, Buffalo might have walked away with a win at Houston. Dallas, I love them on Sunday night against New Orleans. They were getting 3 points at home. New Orleans is terrible on the road. Dallas's offense right now is unstoppable. They've got a lot of weapons. Everybody's healthy. DeMarco Murray is #1 rusher in the NFL right now. The defense is actually even playing pretty well, which a lot of people assume this year is going to be awful. Deion Sanders even said they're not going to stop anybody. It's going to be a shootout every game. Well, believe it or not, Dallas's defense is really playing well. One note, though, Claiborne, he's out for the season with an injury, but I definitely like Dallas. -6.
I'm going to be on the other side in this one. I'm going to be on Houston. All right, what's your second game, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, my second game might be a surprise to some people,
okay,
but it's Cleveland at Tennessee.
All right, well, right now I'm seeing Tennessee widely available -1 or -2, and I personally haven't looked into this game much. I have no opinion as yet. What do you like here, Jeff?
Well, I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland getting the points on the road at Tennessee. Because Cleveland is not the old Cleveland team that everybody used to beat up on these days. Cleveland's playing very smart. I like Mr. Hoyer as the quarterback. This team could easily have been 3-0. They are very close. They are playing every game as though it's their last game. And I like the fact that they're playing tough on both sides of the ball. They're not making the turnovers like they did last year with Jason Campbell and Brandon Weeden. Hoyer is making smart plays. He's going into each game, is looking at stats and everything of the opposing team. Then on the other side, you got Tennessee. They're terrible right now. Their quarterback, whoever it is, when you have your quarterback, Charlie Whitehurst, last week as your leading rusher, you know you got problems. I mean, they lost big against Indianapolis. I mean, I had Indianapolis. I mean, that game was over at halftime. Tennessee had scored a couple of dummy touchdowns in the second half. And that game was over. I mean, Tennessee has a lot of problems. They're being beat. Last week by I believe 41-17. That was the score. Take Cleveland on the road here.
All right. Well, right now +2 is widely available, so that's the line we can give you. Cleveland +2. Yeah, Tennessee's not going to get it done with a couple of dummy touchdowns in this one. And for more information and in-depth analysis, go to jeffcadillac.com. He'll analyze every NFL game at his website. And on Friday, Twitter, his best bet of the week.
At Jeff Cadillac 1, which last week.
Cadillac 1. All right, Jeff Cadillac.
Last week I had Baltimore -3 against Carolina. People loved it, I'll tell you. That was my best bet.
Awesome. Hey, great pick on that one. All right, so what's your third game that you want to discuss this week?
My third game is Pittsburgh on the road at Jacksonville.
Currently, the line is Jacksonville +6 or 6.5. I personally like the over in this one. I bet that one. And in this one, definitely you love Pittsburgh here -6.
Well, you must have read my mind,
Yes,
Peter.
I know the mind of Jeff Cadillac. I know it by now.
After that big loss against Tampa Bay at home, where they actually could have, Antonio Brown dropped a short touchdown. I mean, they showed clips of this one where Ben Roethlisberger was holding his head. That would have sealed the deal. Pittsburgh would have won at home. They would have covered the game, but they had to punt the ball, and Tampa Bay came back and scored that touchdown. I say after that, this game on the road, Jacksonville is a perfect team, by the way, to bounce back again. I mean, they are horrible left and right. They got the worst rated defense in the NFL. I like Blake Bortles, but he has nobody around him. I know a couple people had sent me some statements. They said, you know, the wide receivers on Jacksonville. But when you have no offensive line and you got no running back and you got a defense that's basically giving up points at will, it's hard to focus on your job and trying to learn about the NFL. I believe Bortles will be a good quarterback one day, but not right now because they don't have the necessary tools around him. And by the way, Shorts might be injured for this game this Sunday. He might be out. I love Antonio Brown in the offense. You got the running game, Le'Veon Bell and LeGarrette Blount in the backfield. That offensive line is giving Big Ben enough time to do what he needs to do. And when you give Big Ben enough time that he is able to look at first choice, second choice, maybe even play action pass, that is a very dangerous offense for Pittsburgh. And I love him to run the ball up and run the score up on Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
All right. Well, you know, Jacksonville 0-4 against the spread so far this year. Is this the game where they're finally going to get a cover? Not exactly sure. Right now, -6 is a widely available number, so we can give you that for the purposes of this video. All right. What's your fourth game for us, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, my fourth game here might be a surprise to some people, but I like this game. Arizona at Denver.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is kind of a surprise. That game is a little bit scary to me. I'm going to, you know, stay off of that probably myself. Right now, Denver is -7 or 7.5 are both widely available numbers, so you'll get a break on the side. All right. If you like this game, definitely it's Denver -7.
Well, I got to tell you something, Peter. You're wrong on that one.
Oh.
I love Arizona big, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the defense for Arizona is playing just like Seattle did last year. They swarm teams. They are going crazy on teams. Their defense, Bruce Arians is a very underrated coach in Arizona. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to Arizona. Denver, in their first 2 wins of the season this year, they didn't impress anybody. They didn't cover against Indianapolis. They didn't cover against Kansas City. And then they went into Seattle. They made a nice comeback late in the game, but they still lost it in overtime, and they didn't cover that one as well, them being the underdog. I'm not impressed with Denver. Plus, where's the running game? Monty Ball, as we discussed before in a couple of other videos, he's not getting it done.
Yep.
That offensive line is not making holes for Monty Ball, and I think it's going to be pass for Peyton, and the Arizona defense is going to be playing on that. Now, the Arizona offense, I believe that Stanton, if he plays and Palmer's not 100%, he is ready. He is a viable asset to this team because he was once a starter in the NFL. It's not like just bringing somebody up who hasn't been there before. And he has won a couple of games already for them this year. And I like Arizona. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be closer, maybe a 3-point game either way. That's why I like Arizona in this game. I like the points. Arizona's not afraid of Peyton and company, and that defense is going to be swarming. Plus, you got Ted Ginn Jr. Hey, don't punt it to this guy. He's capable of bringing it all the way back.
All right. Well, I'm very, very happy that you took the Denver game this week. And, yeah, again, just like in past weeks, Denver's got Monty Ball. What are they going to do with Monty Ball? They couldn't do anything with Monty Ball in past weeks. What are they going to do with him this week? Probably nothing. But Al McMorty from BigAl.com also analyzed this game with us, and he gave some opinions on why he likes Denver -7. But I checked before the call. 7.5 is a widely available number, so we can give you a break on this line. Arizona +7.5 is your pick for this game. And what's your fifth game for us, Jeff Cadillac?
Okay, my fifth game of this week is the Jets at San Diego.
All right, well, this line currently is San Diego -6.5. And again, this one, I also like the over here. This one, I'm going to the bank with. I'm all in. San Diego -6.5 is your pick here.
Yes,
Yes.
you are correct,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
And San Diego has been playing very well, even though they have a running back by committee. I love their wide receivers, Allen and Royal. I mean, these guys don't drop anything. And Rivers is playing very smart. Okay, they played Jacksonville last week, but still, it's an NFL team, and he could have easily fell into a lot of different traps. But what did Rivers do? He came out positive. He made the right calls. He's throwing it around. You got to spread that ball around because you can't rely on just 2 receivers. You got to dump it off to a couple of running backs in the screen so that way that the play-action pass is effective so that the defense bites. And look at the Jets. I mean, they've lost 3 straight games. Geno Smith is out there. I'm not convinced. Who have the Jets beaten this year? Oakland. And they haven't even covered in that game. You might even see, if it gets really bad in this game, you may see an appearance by Michael Vick as the quarterback. I don't like Geno Smith. I've never liked Geno Smith that much at all. I don't think he reads defenses as well as some other quarterbacks do. And he sits there and he makes typical mistakes as a rookie would, and he has not learned from them. Rivers is a smart guy. As long as he doesn't start falling back into those mistakes, I see this as another blowout. San Diego 2 weeks in a row at home. I love San Diego blowing out the Jets.
Jeff Cadillac from jeffcadillac.com. Good luck this week. We'll talk to you again next week.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.